business, fellas. Look here. Stand by.
One for C-Lab, two for Draw Eagle, three for Wolverine to round out the trio. In this episode, everybody dies.
Broadcasting live from inside the power band, this is The Blah. In this episode, everybody dies. I'm your host, The Wolverine, along with my intrepid companions, Jar Higo.
Yo.
And C-Lab Forever.
How's it going?
Welcome to the podcast, folks. This week, we're talking about the 205. We're talking about the 2005. I don't know if you'd call this a classic, but it was damn good.
It's definitely culty.
Brick by Rian Johnson. And the reason we picked the film was, vis-a-vis through all the Star Wars stuff, that's a death. And we did, I think one of the very first shows was Last Jedi. We ended up talking about Rian Johnson a couple of weeks ago, so it was kind of on the radar. Chad had thrown it on the list, and we decided to pick it and watch it and talk about it. So here we go.
And just to clarify for anyone looking for the Last Jedi episode, it was a lost episode because the recording was corrupted, so it does not exist in the real world, but we did do a session.
And it was actually pretty good because there's some pretty good discussion in there that we lost.
Yeah, I kind of feel like this is going to end up being a bit of a Star Wars-y episode, but
another death. Off to a rousing start.
The movie's good, man. I don't know. I've always been a big fan of this one. It was just like surprising when I first saw it and delightful. And I suppose it's just really interesting to see where Rian Johnson's gone with his various movies since this debut. And a lot of people aren't super stoked about a lot of the choices that were made in terms of Last Jedi and stuff. And I know he gets a lot of shit hung on him for that. And I might have participated in a bit of that in my brains. But I like this one.
In my brains. Higro, what do you think, man?
Yeah, it's better than The Last Jedi. That's for sure.
So do you feel like this one the Jedi tainted him for you completely, like you mentioned last week?
Yeah. I don't know. I have a huge problem with him over Jedi for sure. I don't know if that tainted my viewing of this, though. Yeah.
Any other,
I don't know.
High-level thoughts on this? Or
I had some more thoughts, but I guess I ran out of space gas.
Is that a Star Wars death?
I don't know, but I love it. Dude, that reminds me of like one of my kids found a fucking watch on the sidewalk outside last week and brought it home, and my wife was like, I don't understand what this is. And it was an analog watch, and as soon as I looked at it, I started cracking up because it was O.J. Simpson's face, and then the second hand was a cop car, and the minute hand was a white Bronco, and it was like the greatest fucking thing I've ever seen. And the space gas scene from Last Jedi being compared to the white Bronco chase is one of my favorite analogies ever as well.
Also that it was found in Perth, Australia.
Right, of all places.
And it is such a very American item.
Oh, yeah, I showed it to her sister, and she was like, I have no idea what this is. But I immediately fucking fell in love with it. I kind of want to like send it to one of those YouTube watch restorers and fucking wear it because it's just classic.
Wow.
Do that, man. Let's do crossover. Oh, my God.
Do it. You need to take a picture of that. I need to see that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can find it. Hopefully it's still kicking around.
Sounds incredible.
It's fucking classic.
Oh, you need to go find that shit right now, bro.
Nah, it'll take a while. You know how it is with kids. One of them probably fucking swallowed it.
Yes.
What was your high level on this one, Kev?
I have found, like, man, we should have a segment on the show called Stupid Crap on the Internet that we found. I've been running into all these, like, I never have done this before, but I've been starting to get sucked into these stupid Instagram reels.
Yeah, they'll get you, man.
It's like, some dude doing like a snowboard trick, and I'm like, damn, that was cool. And then it's something else, and then it's something else, and then it's something else. And then there's like all these like bearded guys with these like effects of like lightning and shit on their faces, and it's always to the song, this Valhalla Rising song. I don't know what that is. I don't know if it's from like Assassin's Creed or what, but it's just like I can't deal, dude. Ugh.
Dude, my favorite thing about this is that like those algorithms are tuned to shit that you're into. And so like the algorithms figured out that you really like sweaters with wolves howling at the moon or something and keeps playing you these fucking bearded dudes with lightning bolts. I love it.
Yeah. Well, that's the scary part. And so now, I'm a little scared by that for sure. But that's my stupid crap I found on the internet segment. There you go.
Did I ever tell you guys on the I think I might have mentioned this on the show once, but when I was in like 7th grade, I got a wolf with a fucking, it was like a black sweatshirt with a wolf on a mountain howling at the moon. And there were like stars that were like embossed on it, you know, like it was the stupidest, most 90s thing ever. And I was so in love with this sweatshirt that I wore it every day. And kids would be like, why are you wearing your same clothes every day? And I'm like, no, I've got more than one of these. You know, just be like, no, you don't, bro.
You were wearing it unironically?
Oh, dude, I wore it like I was so into it. Totally unironically. Yeah, man. Like, it's super funny thinking back to how fucking stupid the brain of a 7th grader works. Where you're like, this is.
Oh, that's the best brain ever, dude. Oh, I got like 10 of them, man.
Because it's like, I was too dumb to even know about the like getting made fun of part. I was just like, this is so awesome. You know?
So SWAT. Yeah, that is so a 7th grade thing to do. Dude, I got 10 of them. Shut up.
Yeah, my girlfriend at summer camp gave it to me.
Yeah, she lives in Canada.
Because this is the kind of thing now where like I know my parents were both like, dude, you probably don't want to do that. And I'm like, shut up, mom. You know, like,
yeah, totally.
You don't understand.
You don't understand.
So this segment is weird shit that the algorithm is feeding Kev. Is that where we're at?
I guess, sure, whatever you want to call it. I love it. I don't know. I can't, like, the bearded guys with it. And just a disclaimer, like, to the fans, like, we're not against bearded men or Valhalla or Vikings or anything like that. It keeps popping up on my reels, and I don't know, like, it's just kind of weird. So that's it. Weird shit I found on the internet.
So there's that.
So back to the show and my high level.
Wait. Are you guys familiar with the Techno Viking video?
Dude, I love the Techno Viking video.
No.
It's like a legendary internet.
Sounds like I need to be. More legendary than Star Wars Kid, Chad? The original legendary internet video?
It is more legendary.
For me, Techno Viking is better than Star Wars Kid.
We should do a mini episode on Techno Viking.
We
someday.
should do a mini episode.
Dude, can somebody please tell me what Techno Viking is so I can join in on the fun, or text it to me or something?
I could just reach between your legs and pull the ejection handle if you'd like.
That's fine. I don't really feel like ejecting. I don't have the energy for it right now.
Okay.
But you can pull the lever and then eject yourself.
Yeah.
Pull my lever and then you eject. Wait, no, it's got to be your bull.
All right, so what do you think of this fucking movie?
All right, well, here's the thing about this movie. I absolutely loved this movie.
I'm glad. It's right up your alley.
It is so up my alley. It is a 100% noir film. It is a super cool adaptation. It's a super cool way to, not really an adaptation, but interpretation of noir in this like high school setting. The dialogue is absolutely 100% like from a 50s noir film, and I loved it. I thought the dialogue was brilliant. It's probably the best Joseph Gordon-Levitt thing I've ever seen. I loved him in it. I just loved the whole thing, man. It was fantastic. I was glued to it, man. Like when we first started, I was like I read the description and I was like, okay, like, yeah, this sounds pretty cool. Like a murder mystery thing at the high school, blah, blah, blah. Like, all right, whatever. You know, like I was fully putting my trust in you as I do both of you when you recommend something. And as we started going, I was kind of like, okay, like, what is this? This is kind of weird. Like, what is this? You know? And then like, I just got sucked in, man. Oh my God, I got sucked into this movie. There were still some things I didn't quite get. Some of my attention was fragmented as I had to watch it, you know, in strange chunks at times. But damn, it was so good, man. You don't see a whole lot of films like this, you know, something that's like, you know, really unique and creative and like, you know, like let's do something different. Like this is different, you know, this is different and cool. And I really, really liked it a lot. Can't say enough good things about it.
Nice. And this was your first viewing?
Yes. and I rented it on Amazon, and I've got 48 hours or 24 hours left, and I'm very probably going to watch it again.
Yeah, right on. Sweet.
I so thoroughly enjoyed it.
I'm glad you dug it.
Yeah, good suggestion, man. Like, you've said it a few times, and I was kind of like, okay, yeah, Brick. I don't know what that is. You know, I don't really care that like nobody liked Last Jedi. Like, that movie sucked. We talked about it. It was like the first episode we did. I don't really remember a whole lot about that. Or was that the weird green milk and the bullshit and the fiery tree of Jesus and all that stuff?
Yep, that's exactly what it was.
Is that the one? Yeah, right. So, like, that movie was terrible, and we know that. And I don't know, but, like, you know, again, I think that just to kind of stick on Rian Johnson for a second, that didn't seem like it was entirely his fault that that movie came out like that. I mean, we've had this discussion numerous times. Powers that be messing with, you know, the director's kind of vision. Maybe that's the case, maybe not. It didn't taint my viewing of this movie. Like, I still love Looper. Like, I think Looper is a great movie, and I think this is a really great movie. I mean, this is very, very creative. That's what I like.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go on the Last Jedi thing for a minute, I think, you know, making the bad movie is one thing, but he numerous times, I believe, publicly was like, it's not the movie, it's the fans, they suck, basically, more or less. You know, he tried to blame it on the fans. Yeah, the bad reaction, he was like, oh, well, these are just, you know, immature people and they don't understand it. Everybody hated Empire Strikes Back at first, but now it's everybody's favorite movie. So
I don't know about that. I loved Empire straight off the bang.
That was basically his argument. So,
well, you're right. I mean, that's pretty poor, dude.
You gotta make a shitty movie, like, own up to it. Don't be like, you know, oh, it was the fans' fault.
All right, I didn't realize that
for not liking it. You know, like, I don't know, it was just bizarre.
I totally align with what you're both saying here, and like I am essentially on your motorcycle, but at the same time, I definitely can understand how getting a fucking 10,000 death threats and 10 million people screaming at you would be pretty rough to experience. So
punishment enough.
I imagine he probably got fucking lambasted by a million people and was finally just like, fuck you all, you're all toxic. So whether they're correct or incorrect, they're clearly like venting anger, and I could understand how some of that response might be tied up in that, but I definitely think it's not a great, like, he's not necessarily wrong that the fan base is all fucked up, but the movie still really sucked. So like, there's a bit of both going on, you know?
The movie was terrible. No, I'm with you. The movie was terrible.
Look, toxic behavior and death threats and shit, that's not acceptable in any,
no,
you know, whether you made a shitty movie or not, of course. But don't make a shitty movie and then blame the fans for it.
Yeah,
that's just,
for real, dude. I didn't realize that he said that, Ben. So now that changes my opinion. Now I hate him and that movie and this
and
movie.
Rick, and I don't like Noir anymore.
And I don't like Noir anymore, and I hate this movie. And now I'm gonna pre-score the movie with a 1.
With a -7. Yeah, it's fair.
1 with a side of hatred.
I'm not like when Brick. I saw Brick. I don't know, maybe a couple years after it came out, and that was before I had seen any of his other stuff. And since then, I've seen most of his stuff, and I don't know. He swings and misses for me a lot more than he connects. I am a huge fan of this one, and I'm a pretty big fan of Looper. I think it's a great sci-fi piece, and just like maybe just to hang on this movie for a minute, it's kind of analyzing it a bit more rather than enjoying it for the sake of like watching something last night. It was just, it's a really well done indie film, and I didn't realize it was a $450K budget. And like,
what? Really?
It's yeah, his mom and dad fronted the money. He spent like 5 years trying to get the money, and then his mom and dad executive produced it, and he got lucky and kickstarted his career and stuff. So
wow,
it's pretty cool. It's a cool story, and it's a straight noir. Like, it's not a deconstruction of noir. It's just a straight noir in a different setting. And so like, he's just paying an homage or the over to noir and wanted to make a noir movie. So like, it's a great kind of freshman work. It's a great debut. It's like putting my, armchair fucking film critic-y hat on for a minute. Like, it's not Reservoir Dogs, you know, it's not a deconstruction of a genre. It's just a straight play. It's just straight. It's kind of like a student film or like an indie film that wouldn't have been made in any other way and is well executed. So I really dug it. And I think the fact that he seems to only really want to make straight trope adaptations is part of the problem with like Last Jedi, where like that whole casino scene was taken straight out of an old movie, you know, like whereas like a Tarantino kind of mixes and matches, you know. So maybe that's part of the issue, is that his flavor is just maybe a little too vanilla or regurgitating than others. But I think this was really well executed. It's a good indie film.
Is that like your second high level or something?
Yeah, I don't know if I really went high level the first time. I just kind of said I liked the movie.
Sorry.
I can't wait for 11sies.
This week on the EBD podcast, Chad does 2 high levels.
I'm really high level now.
I would also like to add that I loved both of your high levels, Chad.
Thank you.
And I would like to ask you about a comment that you made in your second high level.
Okay.
You said, I think that he swings and misses more than he connects. Like, what are you talking about? I'm not familiar with this guy's body of work other than Looper and Star Wars and this.
Yeah, Star Wars obviously is a swing and a miss. I mean, I think my issue with his Star Wars is that he seems to be good at making a genre movie, and Star Wars is not a genre. So, like, he can make a sci-fi movie like Looper, or he can make a noir movie like Brick, or he can make a con artisty movie like Brothers Bloom, which some people like, or Knives Out, a mystery. He can make a mystery, which a lot of people like, which I didn't particularly like. But Star Wars isn't a fucking genre, even though some people think it should be. Like, it's a IP. And so hiring him to make a Star Wars movie was probably not a good idea, because he's clearly seems to have a talent for making genre movies, but not necessarily adapting IP. But whatever. In terms of the swings and the misses, yeah, it's Brothers Bloom, which is clever, but not that great. And then Knives Out, I really wasn't huge on. I just found it very navel-gazy. I don't know if you guys saw Knives Out, but
I didn't. I just ejected to look at this filmography situation here,
because he doesn't have a ton of films. He's got 6 or 7 films, maybe.
Yeah, he doesn't. It is only like 6 films.
Did you see Knives Out, Benny?
No.
Yeah, I mean it's well done. It's just not my flavor. And I think everything of his except for Last Jedi, I would say, is pretty well done, but most of this stuff is not my flavor. But when I saw Brick and Looper, I was like, this guy's one of the best directors working. But clearly I was wrong, because it just it hasn't proven out,
You're like those fair weather baseball fans.
No, I'm not.
This guy's awesome. Oh, this guy sucks.
Well, I think it's one of those things where, like, I don't know. Like, it's got to be hard to make a movie at all. And then if you make a movie and it's great, like, it's going to be hard to follow it up. And, like, I have total sympathy for that. But some people, it's like musicians. Some people are going to end up being one-hit wonders, and that one hit is fucking great. It doesn't mean they're bad people or bad musicians. They just didn't have the longevity, or society moved on, or tastes changed, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So, there you have it, folks. This guy sucks, and sometimes he doesn't.
It doesn't suck.
I'm kidding. All right, yeah, he does. He only has, yeah, you're right. He only has like 6 films. I didn't see Knives Out. I'm a little bit curious to watch it, but
you might dig it. It wasn't terrible. It's just a mystery, and I don't know. I'm kind of not into mysteries, like traditional fucking open the last page of the last chapter mysteries, which I suppose this kind of was a bit of a mystery. So maybe done right, or where it's not the major focus, I'm into it.
If I may quickly, if you just open the last page of the last chapter, that ruins the entirety of the book. Mm-hmm. So that might be the problem that you're having.
Okay, right. So I'm not supposed to do that. Okay.
It's kind of like the iPhone. You're holding it wrong.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Can we talk dialogue for a minute?
Yes.
It's been 8 years probably since I've seen this movie, at least. And I remembered it as fucking fantastic.
It was.
And got a little self-conscious in the first 10 minutes of this, being like, oh, I hope these guys, I hope these guys like this, you know. And then the first 5-10 minutes before I kind of was absorbed by the dialogue, I was like, oh, this might be like actually super cheese dick.
No, I think it held up great, dude. This is an old movie. It'll be 20 years old soon.
Well, yeah, I mean more in the sense of like the dialogue being very of a period that's not the period the movie's set in, and it just like being like chalk and cheese. For the first 5 minutes or so, it's just kind of getting used to things. Like I think you even said it yourself. Like at first, you're kind of trying to figure out what's going on, and then you kind of you click with it, and then once you do, it's like, okay, cool, I get it. But I was hoping that I was like watching this 5 minutes, and I was like, fuck, I hope I actually click with this one because it would be really annoying if it was really bad throughout, and my memory is really
if this was like
it,
another Mom and Dad Save the World type of situation. Yeah,
exactly.
I can understand your ambivalence there. You did not fail, my friend.
And so you said it for you, it took a few minutes. Did you find that similarly, Benny? Like it took a little bit to get into the dialogue-y? Because the dialogue's super Coen Brothers-y.
Well, I think it's very strong noir dialogue, right? But I don't know. For me, watching this, setting Casablanca on the set of Breakfast Club always struck me. I know it's supposed to be a feature, but it kept striking me as a bug.
Mm-hmm.
And I know it was probably for budgetary reasons that he decided to put those things together. But it always pulled me out of it. Like I had a hard time really connecting. Mm-hmm. Despite the fact that it was really, it was well written and well acted and well filmed. All of those things. But that choice of putting the film noir in a high school just kept kind of like I kept like wanting to nope out of the situation.
Yeah, right.
Really interesting, man.
I didn't find it pulled me out, but I get it. And I do think you're right. I think that it was probably a major budgetary thing.
So in short, I never that period of adjustment never took. Like it never set for me,
Okay. Yeah, that was kind of where the question was driving at. Is did it connect or did it not?
I don't know. Maybe you could call it novelty if you want, but to me, the idea of taking a noir piece and setting it in this setting just seemed so clever and cool that I mean, yes, this is totally my wheelhouse, but like I just loved it. I just thought it was cool and creative and clever. You know what I mean? Like I totally see what you're saying, Ben. And I could totally see why you would say that. It had that like, for me, Arizona, New Mexico kind of, pump up the volume.
California.
Been a bunch of movies, like high school-y movies shot down there, like not quite Breaking Bad, but like pump up the volume. And there's some other movie I'm forgetting, like Heathers, maybe kind of, No, not Airborne. That was Cleveland or Cincinnati, rather. Thank you for that,
Cleveland Steamer.
Chad takes a stab. Kev dodges. So I don't know. I liked that too. That seemed. I don't know. There was a familiarity about that too that resonated with me really hard because like I was really into Pump Up the Volume when it came out in the 90s. That was a weird movie. It was good, but it kind of went under the radar because it came out like in 90 when like the 80s were transitioning into the 90s, and like I feel like a lot of people kind of missed that. But that was a cool Christian Slater movie, and I don't know, that and whatever that other thing was that I mentioned, Heathers. That was another one that landed right there as well. I don't know. Yeah, I see what you're saying, though, man. I could see how that could pull you out of it. You know what I mean? The two things not mixing well,
It's neo-noir is the thing, right? And I think there are subtle ways to pull it off that don't have that jarring effect. It's the super, super hard pitch on the or hard bent on the dialogue, Like I feel like, it's it's like watching, the modern day version of Romeo and Juliet or whatever,
Oh,
like
yeah, Baz Luhrmann.
like going with like it could have been done in a more subtle way, and I don't know if that would have made it a better movie or a worse movie or what, but it has been done in more subtle ways to good effect. And I think it's just that it was so, it was written, the dialogue it's excellent, but it was written so, hard-boiled detective, noir that I just I couldn't buy a bunch of kids talking like that.
See, I found the opposite, man. I found the opposite because the setting and the school, I found it pulled me in and really like struck that nostalgia chord of like the cool kids, the not cool kids.
Yeah,
the stoner
yeah, that's
kids,
what I'm saying.
the
Totally.
misfits. It really kind of, it pulled me into the story, and it kind of was delightful that you would take, Miller's Crossing and have it set with the different cliques at a school, which, it's obvious enough that was what they were going for. But yeah, I don't know. I think a combination of the dialogue being kind of like, I don't know, delightful and kind of like trying to figure out what's being said and what's being meant because it's like such antiquated dialogue mixed with a familiar space of high school and how shitty high school was. It was just like an interesting, I don't know, it's kind of like when you put something, like chocolate covered bacon or something. You like put two things that shouldn't go together, but they do. And for me, it
Like
pulled me
peanut
in.
butter and chocolate.
But like one of those combinations, often polarizing and does not work for some other people. So.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. Not at all discounting where you're coming from. I just found for me.
In my case, I like the bacon and I like the chocolate, but I don't necessarily want them together.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. No.
I mean, the bacon and the chocolate of the movie, actual chocolate covered bacon is delicious. But in this case,
it was the
Using the
bacon
analogy.
was just touching the chocolate on the plate, and that little bit that was touching the chocolate, you couldn't eat it, man.
Yeah, or the bacon was undercooked or something.
That's a little bit of a different situation, but I'll accept it. Yes,
it was boiled bacon, like
Lane Myers' mom
might
totally,
make.
Man.
And Peru
Boiled it. She was fantastic.
Sorry, I blew up your mom, Ricky.
Ricky Smith, dude. Talk about committing 1,000% to a character. Jesus. Anyway, I agree with Chad. I feel similarly that the nostalgia bit with the school thing totally pulled me in. And I guess I think the main thing there about the dialogue is like I suspended disbelief from the beginning, and I didn't have really anything preconceived when I went into it. Like you said, it was good. So in my mind, when you guys say like, watch this, it's good, I'm like, okay, this is a good movie. Like it's rare that you two will recommend something to me and I won't like it. So I went in, with a very open mind. And as soon as I started hearing that, it wasn't like, and I totally see where you're coming from, Ben. For me, it was like, oh, this is noir, and that's kind of weird because it's high school. I was just like, oh, cool. This is like 50s noir dialogue. And I don't know. They adjusted it enough for me for like kids in high school, like in some of the terminology and some of the syntax that I thought it just worked great, and I was just super into it. I mean, I'm a little bit, smitten with noir already. So
yeah, you're going to be biased because you're a noir
I'm
head.
biased, exactly, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, somebody like me that's already
You're
into
biased.
this could very, yeah, exactly. I could have very well have swung the other way because of my bias. You know what I mean?
You're fucking left wing noir bias.
Real noir. Yeah, exactly. Right.
I love it.
Yeah, make it political, man. That's really cool.
That said, though, like just thinking about it, I think I might disagree with myself a little bit here.
What a show first, ladies and gentlemen.
You're going to disagree with yourself?
I'm gonna go for a third high level here. The thinking about it, like I still love the movie. I still really enjoy it. The high school setting pulled me in, but to your point earlier, Benny, saying if it was a little bit different, it might have been better, like a little bit less hardcore on the dialogue or something. If we're talking about the dialogue and noirness as kind of ingredient A and the high school setting as ingredient B, the way I heard you talking about the dialogue was like maybe dialing that down a little bit would have been better. And for ingredient B, the high school setting, like if that was different, if it was just a traditional straight noir thing and it was filmed and took place in the 20s or something, then maybe it would have been better still. And like Miller's Crossing, which this movie is clearly based on, is same dialogue style, set in the right time, and it is a better movie, you know? So like, I think there's definitely a strong case to be made there. And maybe like the reason why I love this one so much is because it's unexpected and it's like super indie and well done, you know? But you definitely make a great point that like a straight noir set in the right time can and probably would be, I don't know, a better film. And Miller's Crossing is like one of my favorite movies, so I buy it.
Well, yeah. I'm not saying this is a bad movie. It's just the two ingredients. Like it found it distracting and it made it hard. Like I kept wanting to dive into one or the other, but I couldn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it was like being pulled in two different directions, and that's fine. It made for an interesting watch for sure. But I think this sort of exists as like a proof of concept or something. You know, it's like I don't know. Could I do it? Well, I did it. Does it work? Yeah, it works. You know, it's one of those kind of things. Like, yeah, I'll leave it there anyways.
That's cool. It's a good spot to leave it.
Again, I ran out of space gas.
It's all right, man. It happens, dude.
Yeah, sometimes you run out of space gas.
That what the hell do they call that stuff? Coaxium. What else is it called? That was it. Pure refined
Unobtainium.
Coaxium.
Mm-hmm.
No, hyperfuel. That's it.
Hyperfuel. What a stupid fucking name.
Was it
That
marine?
is a stupid name.
Was it amphibian?
Amphibious hyperfuel.
Amphibian?
Amphibious hyperfuel.
Coaxium? Hyperfuel?
Amphibious. Type 4 hyperfuel,
Yeah.
which can only be used in an amphibious hypervehicle.
It wasn't amphibious. It was Mon Calamari hyperfuel.
Oh, there you go. Perfect, man.
Of course it was.
I would love to see where all that chowder was stored.
Maybe that's
You know,
what the
like, it
hyperfuel
can't-
is.
It's a Kamino saber-dart.
No.
What do you know?
Dude, maybe the ships run on Akbar's New England style clam chowder, and that's why he's the general, you know, like he's the leader because he's the fuel source.
Yeah, that's interesting. You know what I mean about the where the chowder was stored? Like, because it just came out of those tubes. He was just like, "Here you go, squirt," and it was like, you know, came out of that.
Yeah, the fuel tanks of the starships.
That's where they store the chowder, the giant fuel tanks in the starship.
It is the fuel, yeah.
We've got a starship coming in with a fresh load of chowder. It's 3 million metric tons.
Totally.
You know, I got to say, Ben, that scene is probably my favorite scene in that entire movie, quite possibly. Because of that guy and his voice, man. Well, what do you know? A Kamino saber-dart.
What are you talking about?
You're not
Dex.
paying attention. Like, you can't hear because of the delay or whatever. Ben was doing that a second ago, and I footnoted that shit.
No, I heard him say it. What movie or scene is it?
I haven't seen one of those since I was prospecting on Sub-Terrell.
What is it from?
Do you want to die or do you want me to die?
I'll die.
Star Wars.
Yeah, but
Star Wars.
when?
Attack of the Clones.
Oh, well, that's why I don't know, because fuck those movies.
Because they suck and I never watched them and I hate them and now I hate you.
It's when Obi-Wan goes into the diner and the wheeled waitress brings him a drink, and then the cook comes out and he's like a Spider-Man. He's got like 4 arms, baby. Yeah.
And he's got very loose trousers on and he scratches his bottom.
And that's when I found out I loved cooking.
But the droid waitress.
Well, what do you know?
The droid waitress is awesome too. You want a cup of Jawa juice?
Oh my god,
And
those
that,
fucking
ladies and
movies.
gentlemen, is the best part
Shower juice
of
Jesus
the prequel
Christ.
trilogy.
Dude, Jawa, I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me? How would you milk a Jawa? That's just weird, man.
No, you don't milk them. You throw them whole, robes and all, into a giant juicer machine.
Will it blend?
It's the juice, Gordy. Do you remember that?
Oh my fuck.
You remember when Jim Carrey did that freaking Jack LaLanne whatever juice thing on In Living Color.
Dude, I love how like, you love infomercials so much that you remember the skits about them.
What about the juice loosener?
What's the juice loosener?
Simpsons.
Was that one of the 3 episodes that you saw of The Simpsons, Benny?
Yes.
It's so damn good. It was Dr. Nick.
Now I'm just picturing a running blender with a sort of brown slurry in it. But
Oh, dude.
lots of occasionally like a little glowing eyeball. Like,
I was just thinking the same thing. Yeah.
makes its way to the outside and starts spinning around.
Oh, God.
It's so nasty. Dude.
Java
Nice.
juice is gross.
Jawa juice. It's good for what ails you.
Wow.
It's wonderful to, wash down one of Yoda's muffins. Great way to start your day.
And so, like, is this like the Elaine thing where you only eat the Yoda's muffin top and you leave the bottom, or what?
Wow. Yes. Nice crossover, man.
You like that?
Yoda's muffin top.
I've got a muffin top. I don't know about Yoda.
No. It would be, and now try Yoda's. I can't even do it. Now try Yoda's muffin tops.
I love how we figured out the origins of cooking with Obi-Wan, though. That's pretty good. When do the new Boba Fett episodes air, by the way? What days do they?
Without the stumps, they are.
Give them to the homeless, we will.
When are the Boba Fetts? What day?
wait.
I love it when the two of you guys get on a roll and I'm like, I ask a random question 7 times and you just keep going. It's fucking
We
great.
just keep ignoring you.
I also enjoy that.
Yeah, it's totally fine. Like, I love it.
Wait, what did you just say about the stumps, Yoda?
Nothing at all important. I was just asking what days Boba Fett airs. I could probably just Google it rather than ask you.
Oh, I don't know. I was gonna watch the new one. I was asking Ben. I said, Yoda, what was that you just said about the muffin tops? Come on, go. Do
Nothing
it.
about the tops, I said.
Why would one eat just muffin tops?
Give the bottoms to the homeless, I said. Yoda, you're a terrible person.
Don't dig around in space dumpsters. Eat my muffin bottoms.
Good person I am.
Isn't that what happens in the Seinfeld episode?
They give
tries to give the bottom parts to the homeless, and they're like, whoa, we're not good enough for the top parts.
Exactly. And then in another delicious Pulp Fiction tie-in, they call in the cleaner, and it's Newman with like 2 half-gallons of milk.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he sits down and he just starts eating them with milk.
I swear to God, that show was just fucking
Brilliant.
genius, man.
So good.
Absolute genius.
Yeah. Wow. Really good stuff. That was the wildest little roller coaster of a thread we just did there. What the hell were we talking about? Something.
None of it was good.
Nothing.
I thought it was great. Nothing?
We were talking about Miller's Crossing and the dialogue and the mix. We concluded that thread.
Did we? Oh, I only wanted to add that I have seen Miller's Crossing. I enjoyed it, and it's been so long I don't even remember hardly anything about it. I need to watch that again.
Dude, I think on the algo it's like top 5 ever.
What?
Yeah, dude. That is a fucking good movie.
Damn. All right. I'm gonna check that out. Anyway, so should we talk about the cast, or what do you want to do here?
Sure.
Joseph Gordon-Levitt, awesome. Next person.
This one kickstarted his career post child acting, which is cool.
Well, he was on Third Rock, dude. I mean, that was like major exposure.
No, but I'm saying like this is like the transition from child actor into like full blown actor, evidently.
Well, I just watched A River Runs Through It like a week or 2 ago.
Yeah.
And with Brad Pitt and Craig Sheffer and Tom Skerritt. And Joseph Gordon-Levitt played like little Craig Sheffer.
He was like 10 or something.
Oh my, not even. He's younger than that. I couldn't believe it.
He's good. I have a soft spot for Joseph Gordon-Levitt, man. I like him a lot.
I like him too. I'm not like, I don't watch his stuff and I'm like, this is amazing, but I really liked this performance. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Looper was really good too, but like this was really good.
Yeah. I can totally see why Rian Johnson chose him to play Bruno in Looper after watching this, because he totally Bruno's out in this movie, man. He's practically barefoot with bloody feet by the end of it, stumbling around like Bruno in a skyscraper. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, he was. You're right. I don't know. Just his whole. I don't know. He really grabbed a hold of this character really well. He got it, and he nailed it. He just had like the attitude and the pacing and like all of that stuff down. Like it's really key when you write a movie like this that has this kind of noir dialogue. To have people delivering it the right way. I liked the relationship too between him and the brain. Like I like the brain. I like the idea of that character. That kind of like. I don't know, I guess like the Oracle almost in the sense, not a la the Matrix, but a la the Batman. That's a death.
That's a death.
Just for me.
I like how you're like not the Matrix, which is a death, but a Benny Batman death.
I'm the only one that dies from Batman mentions.
All right, God, sorry.
And wasn't he going to be Robin in the fucking Batman movies or something?
That was alluded to because of the role he played in the second one or the third one.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
What was the other Robin? The Robin from the 90s?
Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah. Whatever happened to that guy?
He's on NCIS, dude, or something like that. He has been for like the last 25 years.
Right on.
Since he did that crappy Batman movie.
God, those were bad movies.
I mean, the first one was...
First one was good. And the second one.
With the first one was the Val Kilmer one, which was pretty good. But Val Kilmer was, I don't know. As much as I love Val, I don't know if he was quite the right person for Batman.
Oh, you're talking about the first one with Robin in it? I was talking about like the Tim Burton ones. Like the Tim Burton one and the two Tim Burton ones were like the only good ones for me.
Well, the Tim Burton ones are different from the
third one and the fourth
Clooney
one.
ones.
Yeah. Well, there was only one Clooney one. So it was Batman Forever was the Jim Carrey, Val Kilmer, Tommy Lee Jones with the introduction of Robin. And then we get Batman and Robin, which was, all right, everybody, freeze. No, chill or whatever. Right? That was that's an awesome Arnold performance, by the way.
What isn't an awesome Arnold performance?
Exactly, Chad. Exactly.
I was under the impression that movie was meant to be more like the TV show, like
Campy.
more campy, goofy.
I don't know if it was meant to be that way, but that's how it turned out.
Didn't that one have Alicia Silverstone in it?
Yeah.
Jesus, that girl.
And she had like the worst line in the movie.
Which is saying something.
She like punched Poison Ivy and she's like, okay, you're compost or something stupid like that. It was so infuriating. It was so infuriating. Or you're mulch or something like that. It was like, I was like, come on, really?
Wow.
And it was like, the whole like, it started turning into like, it was like, oh, it's Alfred's niece, and she's secretly Batgirl. And wait, you're secretly Robin. You're secretly Batman. Whoa, wait a second. Where is John Borman, dude, in the basket of fries? Like, oh, it was just dreadful.
Yep. Yeah, that was the beginning of the end for back in those days. I was like, well, that's it for comic book movies. We're done.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. Dude, until Spider-Man came out and like saved the whole thing.
Little did I know, 77 fucking comic book movies later.
We hate comic book movies.
I hate comic book movies. I hate comic books, and I hate you.
I don't know. I'm almost at the point where I'm going to go start reading comics again and just never see a comic book movie again.
Fair enough.
We keep getting sidetracked off this excellent movie. This is weird. This is an
great
anomaly.
job talking about the cast.
Yes, you're right.
Of Batman and Robin.
Yeah, we did.
We're like, what's a Joseph Gordon-Levitt in Batman? So anyways, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Alicia Silverstone.
Dude, I couldn't place the pin. I was like, where the fuck do I know the pin from?
Lucas Haas, man.
Dude, the kid from Witness. Holy shit.
Yes, Witness would be his big yes, definitely.
Oh, fuck.
That was definitely where I knew him from. Because obviously he was in like Inception and fucking Looper and shit or whatever. But.
Right.
Or he was in Inception, not
What?
Looper.
He wasn't in Inception? What? He wasn't in Looper either.
Maybe I'm thinking of the other guy, Noah Segan.
You're thinking of, yeah. Anyway, the kid that played the brain, as I was saying, was great.
No, Lucas Haas is in Inception.
What?
Yeah.
Who is he in Inception?
I don't know. I haven't seen it in a while. Nash. That's an ejection for me, by the way. Anyways, kid from Witness. The pin was great, dude. I loved him. He was fucking hilarious. Duck cane, duck eggs, big black cape, fucking 2 different shoes in his mom's basement. I absolutely fucking lost it when the mom was like serving juice at the time. Oh god, that was so funny.
Yes.
Yeah, that was great.
So funny.
That was really good.
And she was like, "Oh, it's raw cider.
It's country style. Would you like some country style apple juice?
In a country style glass."
But she comes in at such a great time in the scene.
Yeah, totally.
You know? It's like this heavy shit is going on, and then all of a sudden she's there. Like,
yeah,
it's that kind of thing though. Like that's like the perfect
piss take
moment of levity in the high school setting. Like it's just perfect.
Yes. Better way to say it. Yes.
And while we're on the topic of moments of that type of delight, the lamp in the van totally reminded me of the lamps on the car in Escape from New York, and I thought of that. Chat we had about that.
Oh, the Chandelier Cadillac.
Chandelier Cadillac, exactly.
Isaac Hayes.
Richard Roundtree's in this thing, man.
It was going to be a nugget, but yeah, he was.
Super Nintendo Chalmers. I love that. I love that. He's like, I gave him to you so he could be eaten, not so you could be fed. There's just some great dialogue in there.
Such great I should have taken notes and I didn't. Some of the dialogue lines were just incredible, dude. So well written. I feel like every time there's like a teacher in a movie now, it's gonna be Super Nintendo.
Yeah, that or what's his name's eyebrows from Bon That Way. Oh, nice flip you did there. Oh, who?
Jeffrey Lewis's eyebrows.
Did you just see that backflip he did? Man, guy's got moves.
I think we ought to put this program in every school. I will shut you down. I will arrest you all. I will kick you all out.
Yes, I agree. Every teacher or authority figure in a school setting will now be Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Henceforth, I shall call thee Super Nintendo Chalmers.
Dude, Richard Roundtree, it's great stuff. I loved that too. I love the authority figures. You know, like he's your boss at your job, Kev. You know, trying to pressure.
No,
he's not. But he's the trying to pressure squeeze the mark in the Noir. You know, it's great.
Yes, definitely. Yeah, Emperor Palpatine. He had some great motivation for us this morning. It involved death and firing as usual.
It's using the stick, eh?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's not a stick. It's a blaster, bro. No disintegration.
As you wish.
Oh my god. Anyway,
what would the carrot be in that?
I don't know. I think Palpatine would feed low level peeps to Vader to like get his choking fetish off on. That would be the carrot.
Oh well, then he could just have what's her face from Archer.
Yeah, that's his girlfriend,
Cheryl.
If only Vader had met Cheryl and not Padmé, it would have been a completely different story.
Oh my god, are you kidding me? We wouldn't even be.
There wouldn't even be a Star Wars, man.
There wouldn't even be a Star Wars, exactly.
By the way, Benny, for the record, man, 5 episodes ago when you said I hate sand and I didn't get your joke, I apologize, sir, because that was an excellent joke. I think it was Dune or something. You were referencing the Anakin I hate sand, and I completely missed it until like the 3rd time I listened to it, and I just want to apologize and take that death.
I also missed that. So yeah, that's a death for you and a death for me.
Yeah, it was good stuff.
And me.
Wow. Why you?
It was a Star Wars death.
Because it's Star Wars death, and apparently my timing sucked because nobody fucking heard it.
It's the void which binds, dude. Like I feel like 1, I'm an asshole and I talk over everybody, but 2, I can blame part of that on Skype at least.
Yeah, the void which binds sucks.
Dune episode. This is going to be the best title ever. I'm all about making every death have a cool title.
Sure. I will say for this one, I really appreciated that there wasn't constant fucking explanations. Like, if this wasn't an indie film, you could totally see a studio or producer being like, yeah, but can you, like, explain who these people are? Like, what's happening? Because, like, I think the audience is going to be confused, and it would just be, like, Blade Runner-esque fucking narration being like, what I meant here was that Dode was actually double-crossing me the whole time, you know? There's so much going on, and it's so kind of hard to... You really have to pay attention to keep up with it, and I really appreciate that it wasn't hand-holdy.
Oh, the inner monologue.
I agree with that because there were little story elements that I didn't understand or that I missed because one thing I love about this movie is the pacing is great. It just moves at a really nice brisk clip. And, like there were things that I missed and I appreciated that there was nobody holding my hand like I was a moron.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just a natural moron.
You just feel like a natural moron. That's for you.
Thank you. Love you too, man.
You make me feel. Yeah, I appreciate that. I don't like lots of unnecessary exposition or...
But using the brain as exposition was clever.
Yes.
It was a really clever way to kind of keep you aware of what was happening because he's talking to the brain about it.
I like that. I thought that was cool. And I like the names. All the names of all the characters were cool as hell, you know? Like, and I like that some of them were just normal and some of them were like, you know, these kind of nicknamey names, you know?
Yeah, and I'm not so sure about Dode.
Dode? Why? Because it rhymes with chode?
Because that name slarves Dode.
The name slars Dode?
Yeah, Dode is like a really obscure, but still it exists name for a dick, and slarving Dode would be sucking dick. So,
oh, really? I've never heard of that.
Wow. Never heard that either.
I love it.
Well, the tug. Hello.
Yeah, there's a theme going on there.
Yeah, right. Speaking of toadies, that the lap dog for the geisha girl was fucking hilarious, man. I love that dude who just like pops up in a couple of scenes, you know?
Yes. I love that, man. Yeah, I like her. Megan Good is her name. That's the actress's name. I've seen her in a bunch of like crummier movies, and this is definitely good. And I liked her in it. She had a small part. I kind of actually wish she had a bigger part in it because I really liked her character.
Yeah,
she was good. It
seems like half of the cast here, this was the best thing they ever did, which is a shame because there was some talent.
Yeah, that is weird. What's her name? Emily DeRaven or DeRavine? I can't pronounce her name. She's Australian, actually. She was in Lost. She played Claire in Lost, which I have watched the entirety of. Yeah,
Lost is lost on me, dude. I don't know. Never seen that one.
Oh, okay. Well, whatever. She was in Lost, so she get a lot of notoriety from that. But
Lost is lost on you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, it was a bit lame.
That was pretty lame. That's like death lame. So you're dead.
I'll take a death for that.
All right.
That was my lost dad joke death.
Yeah, I like that. Lost dad joke death. Nice.
I think the girl that played Nora Zethner or whatever, she was quite good in this as the Dark Dame.
Villainess?
Yeah.
Yes, I agree. She was good. I did not see that whole reveal coming at the end, which is great. You know what I mean?
Like the show's noir expert didn't see the Dark Dame double crossing him at the end.
No, actually, good, I didn't, man. I don't know. I didn't. It was probably because like my viewing was a bit fragmented, so I wasn't. There were bits that I missed or I wasn't paying full attention for. So
no, it's totally fine. Like it doesn't give it away, but there is. You got to admit there's something kind of funny about that.
There is something very funny about that. I didn't think it was overtly obvious, so I don't know.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't at all.
What's hang on one second here. I am ejecting to look at something.
Okay.
While we talk, so I guess it's not an ejection.
No, it is.
As per the rules.
No, it definitely is. The random rules that you change.
No, it's not. No,
I pre-announced my ejection, so that doesn't count.
I pre-announced my objection.
Brad Bramish. I enjoyed Brad Bramish. I loved how trope jock-tastic he was, man, in the parking lot. They just put me in the game, man. So good, dude.
Oh yeah, dude. Brian White, man. So interesting about Brian White, interesting guy. He actually was a professional sports star. He played in if memory serves, he played on a professional baseball team and a professional football team and then decided to go be an actor.
There you go.
Like, Yeah, he was like an MLB, like on the Royals, the Kansas City Royals or something like that.
Was
And
he
then played
really?
on a football team. Yeah, he did, for real.
Wow.
And then he started, and then unless I'm confusing him with another actor, which I'm pretty sure I'm not.
Fucking overachiever.
Yeah, talk about overachieving, right? He's great. I wish he had a bigger part too, because I've seen him in some other stuff, and I was like, dude.
Dude, Tug was pretty awesome too, man. He was such a like, I don't know, like roided up Eminem or whatever he had going for him.
There you go, roided up Eminem. Royden M?
Whoop.
Eh.
Yep.
That was death worthy, bro.
Yep.
God, dude, I will say one thing that's great about this episode is it's a great week for deaths. Deaths are back.
They're back, baby.
Yeah.
What'd you think of the sound? I really enjoyed the music. Really simple.
Oh, goddamn.
Kind of spaghetti westerny a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of
very kind of noiry jazz as well, dude.
I really liked it. I read it was Ryan Johnson's cousin did the sound, and they did it over like a FaceTime equivalent. Like Ryan would play the dailies to his cousin over, like a FaceTime call, and then his cousin would score it off of the phone. He'd just like play music to what he was seeing. It's pretty cool on like a shitty laptop. I love how guerrilla movie making it was.
Definitely.
Where are we at? What are you reading, Kev?
Sorry, I got caught in this Wikipedia hole, dude. I'm sorry. It's really more like a quagmire.
Which hole?
I'd be like obsessed with finding out if I was right about Brian White or not. It's so unrelated to what really is important here.
I'm still trying to figure out if there was actually any jazz in this movie.
Yeah, it was just that kind of like keyboardy.
Tinkling. It was tinkling on a piano. No, I guess I was wrong about him.
Cool. Confirmed. Good use of time.
Thanks for wasting all that time.
Good use of time. Way to... It's just like that, like blowing a balloon up and then slowly letting it go. Fart noise. All the steam. It's gone.
It's right up there with talking about, things that only you can see and not describing it.
On a podcast. Like, oh, that looks cool. Oh,
yeah.
Exactly.
Oh, Liz, these cookies.
it's so good.
No, I was wrong, dude. I think it was the guy from Moneyball. Let's go look that up.
Holy fuck, bro.
Wow. Would you like some extra big ass fries with that nothing burger? Jesus Christ.
The Literacola.
Literacola.
Want a large farva. Goddamn Literacola.
Burger punk.
Oh, man, no. It was a different guy. Sorry.
You're still reading it? Stop reading it.
I'm sorry. I'm obsessed, man. I'm sorry.
Close the fucking window, bro.
All right, I'm just closing the internet page.
Should we just hit pause and like take a sabbatical for like 45 minutes or something?
Take a break. No. I'm sorry. All right, I'll stop.
I was just talking to Brian White's agent. I got him on the phone here. You want to tell us about your MLB career, man? Nah, that wasn't me, mate. I played MLB 2020 on PS4. Does that count?
I am not amused.
Holy shit, bro.
All right, I'm sorry. I'm done. That was Chad's fault. He said that.
Yeah, my fault.
All right, come on. Let's go.
Oh, yeah, back to it. So anyways, Dode means dick.
So the cast.
Slurping the Dode.
All right, so
Nugget, we need to move on to like fucking bits and bobs.
I am
or
trying. Go.
Bits and bobs. Dude, like this is the most like esoteric bit and bob ever, but when Joseph Gordon-Levitt is being chased by the dude around the school there's a little moment where he like runs along a sidewalk and kind of turns into like big steps, like big sideways steps, kind of loping around a corner at speed. And I just found that attention to detail amazing. It probably won't make any sense. This is a perfect, you have to be watching it, Benny kind of moment here, but he just like lopes around a corner, and it's because he's got slippery shoes on, and I just find it like an amazing attention to detail moment. So that's one of my bits that means nothing and nobody gives a fuck.
That's a cool one. No, that's a good one, man. I like it. I'll follow that with like just interesting camera choices, like angles that he shot. You know, he really wasn't afraid to try like interesting and weird angles. You know what I mean? And he made them work, and I really dug that a lot in this movie. Like there's a bit with Super Nintendo Chalmers where he's like right underneath him, like filming up at his face, you know? And I was just like, it was cool. I dug that. You know, not afraid to like take those leaps of creativity, like that we've kind of talked about in a lot of movies lately, you know?
Yeah, I totally missed it, but it's kind of obvious in hindsight that there were two major influences for this movie. One was Miller's Crossing, and the other was Cowboy Bebop, actually, which is super interesting. Where like it's been confirmed.
Are you making that up, or did you read that somewhere? Sorry,
no. It's confirmed by Ryan Johnson.
No, it's true.
Where Brendan definitely has a lot of the Spike mannerisms of hands in the pocket, kind of hunched over back, and a lot of the camera angles and stuff was very Cowboy Bebop. So super interesting.
Yeah, even his hair was Spike-like.
Yeah,
definitely.
Yeah, totally. Completely missed it. Even it's really interesting that, you know, whatever, you miss it under normal viewing circumstances, but having just done an entire fucking episode on Bebop and watched it, I still didn't make the connection when I watched it last night. So super interesting.
Yeah, I didn't pick up on it until I found out about it. Some other thing, but interesting nonetheless.
Yeah.
I'm gonna open a can of whoop ass now.
Do it.
There you go, dude.
It's not actually whoop ass, it's just seltzer, but
Hey, seltzer.
I like what you did there. I liked that this was like a lot of, you know, like noir films traditionally were like, you know, dark, and playing with light and shadow was like a big part of it. And a lot of them took place entirely at night, you know. And I liked that this was filmed during the day, but it was always gray and overcast, which I also liked. I thought that was an interesting sort of a neutral choice for light and color, you know.
Definitely. I love that I loved the pins like layer in the basement with the weird fucking desk and shit. And two, I love that the desk was turned around. I thought that was really funny and random and weird and meant nothing, but was just, I don't know, delightful for some reason.
Yeah, with the weird bird statue and the wood paneling and
I dug all that.
It's like kind of like the room was, you know, the basement room was like a little bit too short. Like
John Malkovich
got
style,
vibes of like
floor.
Exactly the 13th and a half floor or whatever the hell it was. Yeah.
The scenes at the tunnel were pretty cool too. Especially the scene where it kind of really seems like Brendan's going to get ratted out by Chode, and Tug ends up like throwing the grass in the water and then fucking attacks him. That was really well done.
Yeah, I like that too. I did like that. I like the tunnel in general. Like it was I don't know. It was a cool piece to use, and there was like a couple of interesting things that happened in it. So I like that as a set piece.
Yeah, definitely.
And he utilized it well. It was this sort of, I don't know, dark pit kind of.
Yeah, and the symbol, the like A symbol, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Nuggets test ratings. You got any more bits and bobs?
Tug's car was pretty sweet.
Dude, that was sick.
Oh my god,
that scene too, where where Joe Levitt's like picked up that giant cinder block or whatever. That was fucking great. And Tug's is fucking like roiding out, walking over to him. Fuck, it's good stuff.
NDR.
I don't have any nuggets, man. All my nuggets got ruined. Or revealed.
There was a cool, like, I don't know if it's a nugget, but I liked it anyways, where Joseph Gordon-Levitt was quoted as saying, Brick wasn't the way that high school was, but maybe it's a little closer to the way that high school felt. And I dug that idea. And then, you know, whomever it was writing about it said it's mirrored by Dashiell Hammett, the writer who did a lot of the noir stuff, saying, when asked if Sam Spade was based on a real detective, he knew Hammett. Based on any real detective he knew, Hammett replied that he's based on what detectives wish they were. So I kind of dug that idea. And I think it really sells the school setting.
Yeah, and the thing about Hammett was like all his stuff was influenced by Raymond Chandler.
Mm-hmm. I definitely agree with Levitt's statement, though, being like it's definitely a very unrealistic depiction of school, but it definitely did capture the way that it felt at times.
Yeah, I'd almost buy it as if this was how like Brandon imagined it to be, or as if this was sort of what he was thinking in his head. If this whole thing that went down wasn't actually literally like that, but if it was as if that was how he processed it,
Kind of like Donnie Darko-esque.
Yeah,
that's interesting. The only other nugget I've got is that this is actually Ryan Johnson's school that he went to when he was in high school.
Ooh, and where was that located?
Cali.
Really? It had such an Arizona feel to it. But yeah, right on.
I definitely got the California vibe, but
San Clemente.
Palm trees and stuff. Are palm trees in Arizona?
Maybe not.
Maybe like there are palm trees in Arrakis. They just water the shit out of them.
Sure.
The sacred palm trees.
Sure.
Deaths? Kev, you probably got a whole laundry list.
Oh my God, man. This was like, again, great week for deaths. Deaths are back in a big way. I feel like I have all my deaths compiled on one gigantic list. And while there have been in weeks past, months past, some good deaths with some good names, the best death episode we had before this was really Raiders of the Lost Ark, which had a lot of deaths, 90% of by me. But after that, it was getting a little thin and lame, and I was just kind of getting secretly bummed out about that on the side, So I'm just really feeling good that this is like a good death week. Deaths are back. So to that end, we had I had a Star Wars death, and then Chad had a Star Wars death, and then I had another Star Wars death. Then I died from ejecting on Ryan Johnson, and then I had another Star Wars death. Then I had a Matrix death.
Then you killed Benny.
I killed Ben with a Batman death that was tied into my Matrix death. Then Chad ejected on Lucas Haas, and then Chad and I both had the retroactive Dune episode Star Wars Sand reference death. Which also tied into Benny having a death, which I called the retroactive Dune episode Star Wars Sand reference death that no one got death.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which was pretty awesome. Then, Chad, you had the lost dad joke death, which was great. And then I had the Royd and M death, which is just
that was pretty bad.
Terrible. Jesus, that was bad. Wow. I feel like I'm going to die again just for that. And that concludes the deaths.
Are you kidding me? What about your fucking Jery Maguire MLB trading card death?
Oh, yeah, that should be a death.
What do you mean there should be a death? You completely fucking imploded for like 8 minutes, bro. I love it. That should be a death that you missed the death.
Oh, man. Wait. Okay, hang on a minute. You're right. That should be a death. So what is that one?
Everything that happened in this episode, that was the most death-worthy moment.
All right, so that was like some kind of MLB super ejection death. MLB super ejection death.
I love it.
Yeah, you're right. That was long too. You're right. All right. Fair enough, man.
All right. Ratings?
Yes, ratings. I will not go first.
Ben, you want to go or you want me to go?
I'll go. Sure, I'll go. This one, I don't know that I'll ever revisit it, but it is definitely worth a watch. Very well acted, very well, like the dialogue as far as the noir detective shit is very well written. It's filmed excellently. The lighting is great. It's very good. Definitely see it, if only once. Solid 8.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely got lower vibes from you early on, the first couple moments. That's awesome. I'm glad that it was an 8. I'm in a similar boat, actually, where the first time I saw this, I absolutely fucking loved it. Like, it just, I don't know, hit me in the right spot. And it was previously on the algorithm at a 9.1, which after watching it last night, it's not a 9.1. Like it was previously like fucking beating Shawshank, you know what I mean? Which is, I think that's a bit much. But on the algo, a 7 is a great and the 8 is fantastic. I give this one a 7.9. So it's 0.1 below Benny's rating. I really enjoyed it this time around. Took a few minutes to kind of click just because of the dialogue stuff, but it's really well done. It's an amazing debut, and it's a really awesome indie film. It's kind of a shame that that this momentum wasn't really carried through to a lot of his other movies. I am a big fan of Looper. I have no hatred towards the dude, like whatever, but yeah, it was good. I really enjoyed it. If you haven't seen it, definitely check it out. And yeah, it was nice to watch it again.
Wow, nice. Yeah, man. I'm gonna just go ahead and just give this movie a 10 because I just
It sounded like it.
loved it. I loved the shit out of it. I was trying to think of a reason not to, but like I don't know why I'm being scared of the 10 again. It's a 10. I loved this movie. It was great, well acted, amazing dialogue. Loved the soundtrack. Loved the way it was shot. I can't believe this guy did The Last Jedi. I don't know. Whatever.
It's a good rewatcher too, despite the
Yeah.
fact I get that Benny might not want to do that. It's good for a rewatch in terms of picking up things you missed.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch it.
Word. I'm glad you guys dug it.
Definitely. Good stuff, man. So, there you have it. Algo Chad, what are we doing next week, buddy?
So next week, I was having a chat with somebody on Instagram, and they mentioned this movie, which I had never heard of, and it sounds fucking ridiculous. It's called Trespass, starring Bill Paxton, Ice-T, Ice Cube, and William Sattler. It has all the elements of a movie you can make fun of and love. A couple of firefighters get their hands on a treasure map and cross paths with a street gang trying to get their hands on the gold.
Yes, I've seen that. That's a pretty good movie. My memory of that movie is that it's good, but yeah. Wow. But hey, man, PR's my specialty.
That just sounds...
I don't think I've actually seen that.
Two firemen discover a dying man's secret. A fortune in gold could still lie buried in an old church after its theft. Greed drives them to pursue it, but they become entangled with local crime ring. Music by Ry Cooder.
Dude, Ry Cooder is awesome.
I love
man.
Ry
He did the
Cooder. I just
soundtrack.
love that he did the soundtrack.
Yeah, he did the soundtrack for Last Man Standing, which is an awesome Bruno movie, dude.
Oh my god, I love it, dude. William Sadler, Bill Paxton, Ice-T, and Ice Cube.
Ice-T and Ice Cube.
I love it. So I think it'd be funny. And Paxton, for Christ's sake. I mean, what could go wrong?
Well, we'll find out.
We will find out.
You must leave the area now. We are hunting for treasure. That's just a preview. Okay, so that sounds exciting, and I've seen that movie, and I don't remember a ton about it, but
How could you forget that movie?
well, it's been a while.
Might be an omen.
Might be.
Might be an omen. Anyway, folks,
Might be an omen.
Trespass. Are you ready? Get ready. That's coming next week. So, thanks for tuning in for Brick. Hope you enjoyed the film and our very scatterbrained episode about it. And stay tuned next week for Trespass. And that's it. Goodbye.
See ya.
Bye.
And that's going to wrap up this week's episode, folks. You can find the show notes for this episode in your podcast app, choice, or at our website, ebd.fm/episodes/140. That's right, 140. You can support us on iTunes and Patreon and by telling your buddies. Rate us and review us on iTunes. Throw us a buck or chuck a buck on Patreon. And tell your friends to check out the show. Also, folks, don't forget to follow us on social media. We hang around mostly on Instagram, but we are all over the place. And we use the handle @EBD Podcast. So check us out and join in on the fun. That's it. Thanks for joining us for Brick. Stay tuned next week for Trespass. And that's it. So long for now, folks.
Everybody dies.
Beady, beady, beady. Stop into it.